New report brings major update on Mark Guehi for Liverpool amid transfer negotiations. Liverpool includes buyback clause in risky sale of star they believe could become elite. Expert makes seismic claim about Alexander Isak transfer and when Liverpool could sign him. Welcome. Check out the latest news from the best club in the world. Inter Milan is closely monitoring Mark Guehi's situation as the summer transfer window nears its end. It remains unclear whether the Serie A giants will pose a serious challenge to Liverpool in the race for the Crystal Palace defender. Nevertheless, the Reds hold a significant advantage in negotiations, as Guehi has shown strong interest in a move to Anfield, strengthening the English club's position against potential European rivals. According to Caught Offside, citing transfer experts, Christian Chivu's team has already identified Guehi as a potential target for 2026. This move is unsurprising given that the English defender's current contract expires in less than a year, increasing the urgency for both Crystal Palace and interested clubs to reach a decision. While the estimated £40 million transfer fee, or the £40 to £45 million range reportedly sought by Crystal Palace, could be an obstacle, serious doubts remain about Inter Milan's ability to outbid Liverpool, whether for a deal this summer or next. Confidence that the Reds will complete the deal has grown, particularly after the Court of Arbitration for Sport ruled against Crystal Palace's participation in the Europa League this season, further weakening the London club's negotiating position. Inter Milan's interest in Mark Guehi is understandable, given the uncertainty surrounding their current central defender, Alessandro Bastoni, who has attracted attention from clubs like Chelsea and Newcastle. Therefore, it is natural for the Serie A club to seek defensive reinforcements, especially if interest in key players for their defensive structure intensifies. Meanwhile, Liverpool continues negotiations with Crystal Palace over Guehi's transfer. The Reds clearly understand that this is a position where they cannot compromise on quality or experience. Even after securing Giovanni Leone from Parma for £26 million, manager Arne Slot currently only has 3 experienced center-backs for the 2025-26 season: Virgil van Dijk, Ibrahima Konate, and Joe Gomez. Signing Mark Guehi is essential for Liverpool to avoid a defensive collapse and to bring immediate stability to the backline. His arrival will allow Arne Slot to implement safer and more consistent tactical systems, consolidating the defensive foundation and keeping the team competitive across all competitions throughout the season.
Ben Doak is about to complete his transfer to Bournemouth in a deal purportedly worth around £25 million. The 19-year-old, one of Liverpool's home ground prospects, has not yet secured a spot in the first team, largely due to the established presence of Mohamed Salah in the attacking lineup. The young talent recently passed his medical examination, the final step before the transfer is formalized, and Liverpool legally protected themselves by including a buyback clause, allowing the club to retain control over his future if he develops into a top-level player. Liverpool's summer has been marked by several significant departures, many of them involving academy players. Names like Cowan Kelleher, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Jarell Quansah, and Tyler Morton have already moved on, signaling a substantial reshaping of the squad. Ben Doak now joins this group of young talents seeking greater opportunities elsewhere. Fabrizio Romano reported that Doak will sign his long-term contract with Bournemouth today, while Liverpool retains the buyback option, ensuring the possibility of bringing the player back in the future. According to reporter Ben Jacobs, the buyback clause is expected to be around £50 million, a strategic figure that allows Liverpool to maintain control over Doak's development. The club expects him to become an elite-level player, and this clause ensures that, should Doak evolve into a regular first-team starter, Liverpool can bring him back, preserving their investment in his formation and potential. The competition to sign Doak was not limited to Bournemouth. The club overcame interest from teams like Porto and Everton, although the latter showed interest without submitting a formal offer. Doak's sale not only frees up squad space, but also provides financial resources that can be redirected toward higher-impact signings for Liverpool, including top-level negotiations such as the possible acquisition of Alexander Isak, which remains a club priority. At Bournemouth, Ben Doak will take the place of Dango Ouattara, who recently moved to Brentford for £42 million, a record deal for the London club. Brentford signed Ouattara to offset the potential departure of Yoane Wissa, who is now in advanced talks to join Newcastle. The exact financial terms of this transfer are still being negotiated, reflecting the complexity and dynamism of the European transfer market this season. Thus, Doak's departure represents not only an opportunity for the player's growth, but also a carefully planned strategy by Liverpool to balance talent development, club finances, and strengthening the first-team squad.
Liverpool's interest in Newcastle United striker Alexander Isak remains strong and steadfast, even as the summer transfer window progresses rapidly and the market becomes increasingly competitive. The future of the Swedish international is still uncertain, and the Reds have maintained a strategic approach, exercising caution before making any definitive offer, carefully evaluating all possible scenarios and assessing Newcastle's willingness to negotiate. In the season opener, Isak was not included in Newcastle's squad for the away match against Aston Villa, which ended in a goalless draw, highlighting the tension surrounding his future at the club. Meanwhile, Liverpool started the season convincingly, defeating Bournemouth 4-2 at Anfield, demonstrating offensive strength and reinforcing the club's ambition to pursue top-level reinforcements to maintain competitiveness across all fronts in the 2025-26 season. Since making the initial offer for the 25-year-old striker, Liverpool has remained discreet in negotiations, closely monitoring Newcastle's responses and gauging the club's readiness to accept a transfer. Despite this cautious approach, the pursuit of Isak continues intensely, primarily because the player has made it clear that he does not wish to play for the Magpies again and has no intention of reintegrating into the squad. This stance puts Liverpool in a favorable position, increasing their negotiating power and enhancing the possibility of completing the transfer on advantageous terms. Newcastle manager Eddie Howe has publicly commented on the situation, stating that he wants a swift resolution so all parties can move forward, reflecting the club's desire to settle the matter promptly. Meanwhile, transfer experts and financial analysts, such as Stefan Borson, suggest that Liverpool could formalize the deal after the next fixture between the two clubs. In an interview with Football Insider, Borson noted that an offer around £125 million with additional financial add-ons could be sufficient to close the deal after the match, emphasizing that if the transfer occurs now, Liverpool would save between £10 and £15 million compared to what would have been required at the start of the summer, representing a strategically important move for the club. The current scenario favors Liverpool, as Isak's firm decision to leave Newcastle strengthens the club's position in negotiations. The prospect of securing an elite striker who does not wish to remain at the Magpies gives the Reds a clear advantage, especially compared to other clubs that might express interest. The potential arrival of Alexander Isak at Liverpool would represent a highly strategic reinforcement, elevating the team's offensive level and increasing overall competitiveness, even impacting Hugo Ekitike's role. The situation highlights the club's determination to acquire elite players to compete for titles and strengthen the squad. If completed, the transfer would be one of the most significant moves of the summer, reflecting Liverpool's ambition to balance financial planning, squad development, and immediate sustainable success. Thank you very much for watching this far. See you next time.